skeletons. This is probably the best place to farm skeletons if that's what you're after in the game. And that's what I'm going for. I want myself skeletons. So, I have devised a means that will deliver me 11,000 bone meal an hour, or about 3,800 bones an hour, utilizing looting 3. So what we have going on here is a really simple design I'm quite happy with. So, first off, if anyone wants to build this, this is really easy. I'm going to provide an overview shot real quick. Pause the video right here, and you can kind of take a look at what's going on. Okay, so the detection range of a skeleton to an iron golem is 16 blocks, counting the block that the iron golem is on. I mapped this out using spawn eggs, and it gets this pattern coming out 15 blocks here, 5 to each side, followed by some rows of 2 on the outside, and then the zigzag. Blue ice goes in the middle to help them just slide off, with, of course, coral fans, so they think they can pathfind. Trap doors, the crimson ones specifically, will open and close as this farm is running to attract the skeleton's attention. They want to shoot at it. When it closes, it breaks their shot, so they try to pathfind closer in order to get an angle so they can attack the golem, at which point they will slide through and fall down. At no point does this golem ever get hit. Cramming an iron golem into a 1 block radius here is a little difficult. You got to put it in a minecart up high and then break it and let it fall in place after you build the rest of the structure. Its hitbox is fully covered up on all of the outsides by these solid blocks and observers underneath. Right here. And then the trapdoors protect it. And we only briefly tick them open so the skeletons get line of sight. It is a repeating column of this 5 high. In order to fully maximize their viewing area, this platform is 4 blocks high total, counting the trapdoors. So solid block, empty spaces, and then trapdoors every 4th block, basically, in order to prevent endermans from spawning in or ghasts. This did leave some room on the edges, where even with the pattern, the enderman could still spawn, so I just, for aesthetic reasons, line the entire edge on outside and the interior one with trapdoors. And that is this pattern that you're seeing here, laid out. Really simple setup. Torch tower going with these blocks right here will keep the trapdoors powered at all times, so they stay closed until I turn on the farm. The redstone on this farm is incredibly simple. Let's go turn it on. So, I've got everything wired up in the one on-off switch. And what happens is I have 3 items in this etho hopper clock. And it will periodically pulse the redstones up here to 4 dispensers that will either, per tick, will either put in powdered snow or remove it. And this is so I only might trigger my observer 1 time, instead of twice if I was flashing redstone. That sends a pulse up that's detected by the observers that momentarily opens and closes the trapdoors, and it's quick enough so that when that redstone torch turns off and then back on, the observer above it only still gets ticked 1 time. And as you can see, they will spawn in and then attempt to pathfind and then fall off. So they go and take a decent fall here. Now, the skeletons won't always see them per tick, but it's okay, because eventually they're going to notice, it's going to get their attention, and then they're going to go running in. Let's wait for a moment. Now, mind you, I have looting 3 running with all of this, and there we go. See, it finally sees it, it wants to pathfind to it, and it falls off. Due to the fall, I have them land on hay bales. To get them out of here in the one trident killer quickly and easily, it's just a dispenser that is full of minecarts. This etho hopper clock only has 1 item in it just to rapidly send it out. Zooms them around on powered rails. Then when it hits the activator rail, tosses them out using small amethyst buds so it'll actually throw them right into the trident killer. At which point the cactus gets run back up, the minecart hits the cactus, gets recycled into the system and spit back out again. This ensures that the minecarts only roll 1 way, the skeletons only have 1 place to go, and that's in the trident killer. And the entire time, looting 3 is being applied. Item filter just to instantly pull out my my bones. Everything else gets dumped into the lava. I don't care about the arrows. I don't care about the bows. I just want bones. And those bones get ran down here. My AFK spot is this lime glass. And this farm will make exactly 1 stack of bones per minute. Which, when you craft it, comes out to, well, 3 stacks of bone meal. Or you can turn those bone meals into blocks. So, once you're done crunching those numbers, this whole farm will make slightly over 11,000 bone meal when you're done crafting those bones into bone meal. 3,800 bones per hour, 1 stack of bones per minute. If you're wondering about the striders are here to suppress strider spawns around me, because every time a strider spawns in, there's a 1 out of 30 chance that a zombie piglin will be on it. That zombie piglin will hang around and take up my mob cap up here. And they just come in. This is way better than I thought it was going to be. Since I've had this farm running. Here, we're just going to clear it out real quick. This is how quickly the bones come in. Just watch as it ticks up and up and up. So, for this farm to work, it has to be in a soulsand valley. You got to deal with gas while you're building this. I would suggest invisibility potions. Once it's complete, there is no place for any gas to spawn. The trapdoors will prevent any of them from being able to spawn up here. Endermen are suppressed for the same reason the trapdoors are there. It clips into their hitbox. So the only thing you're ever going to get are skeletons. Those skeletons are going to see that iron golem. But the trapdoors open and close so fast that it's enough for them to pathfind to eventually. There we go. But they can never actually have a chance to shoot it. The blocks around it will sit there and protect it. You can't interact with the iron golem, or I should say you can't interact with the blocks around it, because it's all crammed in here. All the hitboxes are overlapping each other. But it's protected enough inside of this that it can't ever get hit. Blue ice, just so that when they run up, they slip off straight into my TK. And then from there, it goes through them so fast. So, simple little setup, 11,000 bone meal an hour once you're done converting it. This is the best bone meal farm I've ever come up with. For you to hit these kind of rates with a moss farm, it's going to be really laggy. You can get similar, you can do something similar. Well, I should say, the only other biome where you can really filter skeletons specifically would be a snowy plains biome where you just get strays. Mike Homer has a really good one for that makes very similar rates. It's a completely different setup because you can use water. There's no water in the nether, at least not if you're not using commands. And I wanted something I'm going to build on my survivor world, and this is it. And this makes so much bone meal. The reason why the TK is up here is because I lose a second to them falling down there. But if you wanted this experience and you wanted to keep it simple, just have them fall down here, move your trident killer, put down some hay. You can stand in your AFK spot and still get all that experience that I'm currently eliminating with Sculpt Catalyst. The redstone is just this torch tower to trigger it, and this other torch tower is there just so I can shut everything off. Super easy farm, soulsand valley. Find yourself a lava lake so you can minimize your spawn proofing. Do go below to make sure there's no caverns there where zombie pigmen can, or sorry, where anything, skeletons can spawn in, or endermen. And then 11,000 bone meal an hour when you're done crafting. Once the new crafter comes out, you can automatically convert those bones into bone meal, into bone blocks for easy storage, and let this run for an hour. By my calculation, this will fill up a double chest of bone blocks after 3 hours of running. Maybe 3.5, which is more bone meal than most people ever need. But if you're looking for a lot of bone meal, or you just want an easy way to get a lot of bone blocks, Soulsand Valley, Skeleton Farm, using iron golems to bait. Simple setup with just ticking that dispensers on and off for powder snow to start the first observer chain. Every level is a repeat of the same solid blocks. Blue ice in the middle. Interior, right there. 2 observers facing up, solid block, torch. Torch keeps it. All the trapdoors up until they get that 1 pulse. and the pulse rides itself up. And you can just hear them being chomped to bits. Nether only bone meal farm. They're really good. Would you get better rates in a fortress? I have no idea. I didn't want to mess with blazes and wither skeletons. I just wanted bone meal from skeletons. Old Rusty out.